Cupra Formentor review. Improvements on a best-selling Cupra Formentor family SUV. Hasn't just been a huge success story for the Cupra brand, it's the car that made it make sense. The strength of Cupra's identity was a little upend the air until the Formentor arrived, at which point the brand asserted itself as a shrewd challenger, free of any seat hangovers with a car of its own. The copper-colored detailing and the demonic logo may have been good talking points, but it's the mix of practicality, style, and performance, with a slightly upmarket image, but a decent price. That's made the Formentor Cupra's global top seller, with a lot of appeal among younger buyers. Now Cupra's linchpin has been updated, and we've driven it in the UK to find out if it still sits at the heart of the brand, or if it's been overtaken by the electric offshoots of models. Should I buy a Cupra Formentor? Yes, it's an unlikely alternative to an Audi, only it does things in a more stylish fashion, with quite a bit more personality. Pro's choice of good engines. Decent handling, usefully roomy infotainment still leaves room for improvement. Looks might not be for everyone what's new. The nose of the Formentor is now more angular and sharky as part of a front-end redesign that aligns it more closely with the electric Born and Tavascan. There are new air intakes. The badge has moved from the grille to the bonnet, and the lights have a 3-triangle motif that Cupra insists on calling trimensional. There are reshaped body sides and at the back. The model name is now in lights, and the old badge boot opener has now been replaced by an illuminated Cupra logo. There are new body colors and wheel designs too. Inside, some new fabrics are offered, including a combination of microfiber and recycled plastic, which looks and feels much better than it sounds, and responsibly sourced leather. The infotainment has been revised in line with the latest VW group thinking. It's still touchscreen based, but the touchscreen is easier to customize, so that it's quicker to get to the functions you use most. And the heating system has better physical control, with illumination for the temperature sliders. There's a new 12-speaker audio system developed with Sennheiser available on some versions. Interior quality is also intended to be higher across the board. The engine lineup for the UK now spans an entry-level petrol, a larger petrol, a mild hybrid petrol to hot petrols, and most significantly to versions of the latest VW Group plug-in hybrid, with much increased electric range. Officially now as much as 70 miles and faster charging. What are the specs? The UK gets huge. 7 engine choices for the Formentor. The entry-level unit is the latest revision of VW's excellent 1.5-liter TSI petrol 4-cylinder, making one for 8 bhp and driving the front wheels by a 6-speed manual gearbox. There's also a 201 bhp to 0.0-liter TSI with all-wheel drive and a 7-speed DSG dual-clutch auto. There's a new ETSI mild hybrid version of the DSG front-drive 1.5-liter, bringing 48-volt assistance for greater efficiency and smooth running. There are 2 hybrid plug-in hybrid Formentors, both using that 1.5 engine, now with a 19.7 kilowatt-hours net battery. One makes 201 bhp, the other to 6.8. Claimed electric-only range is now up to 70 miles. There are 2 hotter VZ versions, one making 260 bhp and the other combining peak output of 3 to 9 bhp with an electro-hydraulic torque splitter, involving 2 clutches on the rear axle. That precisely delivers torque to the rear wheels during hard cornering. It also has recalibrated gear change and accelerator action and upgraded brakes. How does it drive? The Formentor has always driven well, like a lot of cars with some golf genes in them. There's a fundamentally well-sorted balance of dynamism and easygoing everyday unfussiness. With the Formentor, the higher up the power, performance, trim ladder you climb, the further away from that agreeable, but slightly vanilla entry point you go. You have plenty of choices, depending how far into performance territory you want to reach. The basic 1.5-liter TSI engine is more than adequate for anyone's needs. At the other end of the spectrum, the most powerful VZ with the trick torque splitter and extra modes is getting into Audi RS, or Golf or Turf, for better or worse. That hot Formentor only really clicks into alignment with the driver when you're charging hard. It asks a lot and gives a lot of performance, but at the expense of some fluidity and sophistication. But really, if you want a performance car, do you want it to have a coupe SUV body? On UK tarmac, it was a little jittery. Perhaps not enough to discourage anyone from opting for this model. But you should know what you're signing up for before putting pen to paper. The new PHEVs, now based on the 1.5-liter engine, make a lot of sense if you have ready access to a charger. Frequent topping up of the battery, now larger than on earlier Formentors, will work wonders for the fuel consumption. And the petrol-electric power delivery is seamless. We haven't yet had a chance to check the relevance of the official 70-mile-plus figure for electric-only running, but it seems achievable with smooth driving and some restraint. In any version, on a good road, when you get into a rhythm driving, the Formentor can be a real pleasure. Like a lot of seats and Cupras over the years, it's responsive, predictable, and engaging. The manual gearboxes are good, and the DSGs work very well, offering the choice of manual paddle shifts if you're in the mood. The brakes go about their business in a natural, reassuring way, and the suspension makes light work of smoothing out the worst of the bumps and stopping the body rolling too much through bends. What about the interior? Different versions come with a significantly different look and feel. The basic trim is a nicely turned out variation on generic black plastic, with a few copper-colored accents, some angular design touches, and bright, prominent screens dotted the back. It's all very conventional, with 2 going-on 3 seats and decent headroom. The sportiest front seats give rear passengers less space. The different versions we've tried are all comfortable, but not everyone will like the restrictive feeling from the sportier versions. The boot offers 345 liters of space in the case of the PHEVs, for 120 liters for all-wheel drive models, for 150 for non-PHEV front drive cars. The Formentor comes with a familiar suite of safety equipment, including predictive active cruise control, slows down, speeds up, reads the speed limits, etc., lane centering, driver distraction alerts, and much more. Before you buy, range starts at 35 pounds, for 150 for the V1 TSI 150, but there's a huge amount of choice on offer. Even within the V1 tier, you can then choose to upgrade to the Etsy DSG Auto 150 powertrain for 35 pounds, for 175, or even the e-hybrid DSG Auto 204 for 41,150 pounds. That 3 powertrain choice continues up to the Vita trim, which kicks off at 35,000 for 180 pounds, and then the V3, which starts at 37,835 pounds. After that, you're on to the VZ1 for 1,845 pounds. The XT for 47,605 pounds, and finally the range-topping VZ3 that costs 50,765 pounds. There's just 2 powertrains on offer in the VZ models, an auto e-hybrid and for drive. The latter is the most expensive of the lot, with the 4-drive VZ3 setting you back £51,790. Wheels are 18 inches standard, 19-inch optional. Sports seats are standard, sportier bucket seats an option. Higher spec models have different trim with more copper accents, for instance, and a large black roof spoiler. Rivals mainly come within the VW group, with the Audi S3 and Golf R being the most obvious competitors. Both are mechanically close to the Cupra, but arguably lack on the styling front. Verdict Formentor has always been a curious idea on paper. That actually makes a lot of sense on the road, because it drives well and offers a stylish, well-resolved mix of practicality and driving pleasure. The higher performance versions can be quite divisive, embodying the trying-to-hard attitude that sums up Cupra for its detractors. But mechanically, they do a good job and should make you think twice before defaulting to an Audi S or RS model or even a Golf R. But for us, the plug-in hybrids and the mild hybrid are the most impressive, bringing very good economy with it. Reach while never feeling underpowered or compromised. It's most likely the looks that will draw you to a Formentor in the first place, but the practicality and real-world performance that will seal the deal.